Make sure you have the right page. We are doing the beginning sound and the ending sound. Hello friends, it is Monday, February 8th. It's after school. I have like a quick little 10 minutes to vlog because I do have an after school meeting. I had lots of prepping to do over the weekend. As I mentioned last week, I did want to do Valentine-themed center, so I found some really great ones from the Printable Princess. I found a sight word write the room that was free, and then I found some Valentine pattern blocks from the Kinderhearted Classroom, if I'm not mistaken. Now let me go ahead and share the centers that I have. Today they did a sight word write the room, so I put the little cards all over the classroom and they have to find the word and write it down. And that is a free resource from Fun Learning for Kids. And now the Printable Princess. So her resource includes 3 literacy centers and 3 math centers. For literacy centers, this will be a write the room activity, and then the recording sheets are here. So for example, with these cards, they have to write the medial sound, and this is the recording sheet for that. Then we have scrambled CVC words. And then this is a recording sheet for that one. This one's really cool because it's digraphs. It does include the WH digraph, which really just is W. So I am going to introduce that digraph. And then some more sheets that came along. I'm going to give them a dice and they roll a digraph. We also have more medial sound practice and more CVC scrambles. And then for the math centers, for next week, I haven't made the copies. I'm going to do a math write the room, and then the recording sheets are here. I haven't made copies yet because I had just enough time to make the copies that I just showed you. I really loved all of these activities. They were $5, so that was awesome. Starting graphing this week. That's why I wanted Valentine-themed pattern block pictures. We're gonna color them, count how many we find, graph it on the next page and this page. This was a free resource from This Reading Mama. This is like my favorite graphing resource. I think it's like 11 different pattern block pictures. I went ahead and printed some more that are not themed, but these are free from prekinders.com. So if you don't know about prekinders.com, they have so many awesome free resources, so check them out. I just went ahead and make a big old packet, and then as an extension for my high kids, it also came with recording sheets. So once they finish graphing independently, they're going to add the shapes together and subtract them as well. So that'll be an awesome extension. Since I was on Kinderhearted Teachers Pay Teachers page, I also found these really awesome count and connect. I have a lot of these little colored chains. So this is going to be perfect for my low babies that are still struggling with counting and number recognition. So it'll be nice just to mix it up a little bit. I love write the room activities and my kids really enjoyed the sight words. So I'm looking forward to that for the rest of the week. But yeah, this week, still working on collecting data. I have a PLC meeting on Wednesday during my planning time. And then on Friday, module 7 is due. So I need to go home and work on that a little bit each day. And that's kind of my highlights for this week. But like I just mentioned at the beginning of the video, I actually have a meeting about TELPAS training. And TELPAS is a Texas thing. It stands for Texas English Language Proficiency Assessment System. Because I've taught pre-K and this is only my second year in kinder, I'm not an expert on TELPAS, but that's all I have for you. I will check back in with you guys later. Hello friends, it is Tuesday after school right now, and I am super tired. I don't feel like walking around the classroom like I usually do. I'm just gonna be sitting in one of my little stools, wiggling around as I talk to you. I just made some notes about some things that I want to talk about that happened today. I did not mention that yesterday my kids were not that great. They kept talking over me, and yesterday was like the first day that my voice actually hurt from talking over them. I had a couple of friends that lost all of their points because it was constant, but it was much better today. During today's literacy block, I always start off with our writing journal, and then my friends that are working on their CVC words, they went ahead and did their next write the room activity, which was the medial sound and their CVC word vowels are still tricking them. But they did enjoy this extra practice. The rest of my students were completing their imagined learning on their iPad or computer. And then I was working with my 2 high students. We are working on verbs, and then I logged them off, and I worked with my low group, and I gave them their new set of letters that they're working with this week. But it was a little chaotic, and it was my fault though, because I didn't review the actual CVC words before I posted them up. So they kept interrupting me and asking me like what word they were supposed to be writing. But it's fine because that was my fault. I went ahead and just left like the tape. I use masking tape. Masking tape is your best friend when you are a teacher because it's inexpensive and it's just super easy to take on and off. But before I put the cards up tomorrow, I'll make sure to actually review the words. And tomorrow is going to be like a CVC scramble. So I'm wondering how they'll do with the scramble. I did have time for a couple of extra things today. One of them was actually updating like the paper assessment that I have for them that I keep in their data folders. And I've shared this before, and it's an assessment that I created, and it's available for free on my Teachers Pay Teachers. But what really works for me is, as you can see, I have the beginning of year date. So that's when I first tested the student. The letters in orange were the first round. And then middle of the year, I tested, like I asked her letters before we went on winter break. So that was in December. And then today I used green for another middle of the year assessment. This student finally knows all her letters. The only one that's tricking her is the V. And then I asked about number identification too. Right now it's looking like I have 4 groups of students. I made like these little anecdotal sheets myself. Some of them have 4 little squares, some of them have 6 squares, just depending on how big the group is. And so I basically just wrote down what those students need to work on. Out of my 17 students, I have my lowest group of 5 who still haven't mastered all of their letters. I do have 2 students that are new. They did have pre-K last year, but they just started their school year like right now in January when we came back from break. So one of the boys does know all of his letters. Like literally the only letter he didn't know was lowercase a. We're gonna keep working on letter sounds. And then my 4 other students, one of them knows 8 out of 52 letters. Another one knows 21 out of 52 letters. The next 14 out of 52, and then 9 out of 52. Sometimes we don't see a lot of growth, and I think that has to do just with them, not being ready. You can only do so much as a teacher and really just keep practicing and practicing, repetition. My next group of 3, these students just mastered all of their letters. They're doing pretty good with letter sounds. So these are the kids that I just started on sight words, and I'm going to be pushing them to be writing their CVC words. My next group is basically a group of 7, and these are like my on grade level kids that are really working hard, and they're working on their second set of sight words and working on those CVC words. So for this group, I went ahead and assessed them on the sight words that we've done so far, and I wrote down the sight words that they were not able to read. I definitely noticed that they struggled with the word and, the word look, and the word here. And then my high group is a group of 2 students that are above grade level, and those are the students who are native English speakers. They have really fantastic vocabulary. We're working on writing journal. We're still working on CVC words though, because those vowels do trick them. And then we already did our nouns, and we're working on the verbs. So that's kind of like the 4 groups that I'm working with right now. I did text my online students and let them know that I have new work for them to pick up. So there's one student in particular, him and his mom are super good about like coming. They live right across the street. So whenever I let them know that I have new work, they come that same afternoon. So he picked up his work, he's ready to go. So I have 3 more students that need to pick up their work. Basically all of January we were having like copier issues in the teacher workroom. Like only one copier was working, and then it would run out of toner. So it was just a pain making copies. But I'm all caught up now. A couple of online students didn't have the rest of their sight word books. And then like I showed you, packet of the graphing. I got a chance to just cut these little sheets in half and some extra CVC work. And I already have copies made of the March morning work, so I'm just gonna go ahead and include that too for pickup. And in an unrelated note, this is probably like my comfiest and favorite outfit to wear to school. Miss Mo gave me this little dress and I love it. And then I just have like some black leggings and some boots. I really love being comfy. All right, that's all I have for you today. Tomorrow is gonna be a bit busy. I have a PLC meeting in the morning during my planning time for the HB3 Reading Academy. And I still need to finish Module 7, that's due Friday. And then after school tomorrow, we have telepass calibration. It's a little before 4. Let me pack up and get out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Hello friends, it is after school on Friday. I have like my little list here to catch y'all up to date. I know I did not vlog Wednesday, Thursday. Some things that I want to mention are that I introduced a WH digraph on Wednesday to my kids, since they were going to complete this super digraph activity from the Printable Princess that I had shown you earlier in the week. We looked at the Scratch Garden videos. I really love those videos for teaching them the digraphs, and the WH digraph is particularly funny because it tells the kids that the H is silent. So even if you throw bananas at H, it will not say anything. And I actually did film myself teaching during that phonological awareness block, so I'll share some of those little clips with you.
Did you think of a word that starts with the W-H whoop sound? Ready? Go!
Where? What? When?
Why are you so loud?
Yes.
Please whisper.
Whisper. All right, friends, let's do a good job like yesterday. If it is not your turn to talk, I should not hear your voice. All right, WH is a consonant?
No.
WH. Thank you. WH is a digraph. That means it's two consonants that make a special sound. WH is a digraph. I will write water down because it makes a W sound, but do we spell it with WH?
No.
No, but it still makes the same sound, so that's okay. All right, let's see who the next friend is. All right, this is Jumra. Whiskers, yes. Where do we see whiskers? Whiskers. It is a long word. All right, we're doing our page 12 of our digraphs today, and our next word is click. Click. C and K again. Click. Like if you are using a computer, you click.
Like a Lenny.
Mm-hmm.
Like me,
Yes, you click on your computer. All right, friends. Are you ready for your CVC words?
Yeah.
All right, this is our next page. So make sure you have the right page. We are doing the beginning sound and the ending sound. Your first picture is a map. Let me see who is ready. All right, we're gonna get started. Listen to the first sound and the last sound. Our first word is ma. Ma. Our next one is jet. 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 Fox. Ox. Fox. All right, let me see who wrote all their CVC words by themselves. Awesome.
Yeah, me and you have 7 points.
have some friends that need to fix some words, okay? All right, thank you, Jasmine. All right, Jasmine and Alexa, go have a snack or some lunch and we'll call you back at 11, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye-bye. And then that morning during my planning time was when I had the HB3 Reading Academy PLC Planning Learning Community, and we were talking about encoding and decoding and a couple of other things, but it was just half an hour and I finished my module 7, so I'm actually like right on schedule with keeping up with all of my modules, so that feels really awesome to be caught up. And then that afternoon was when we had to do the TELPAS calibration, which is essentially a little test where we have to classify 10 different students. They give us like different samples of their work and we have to classify them as a beginner, intermediate, advanced, or advanced high English speaker. But our Wi-Fi at school was not being great. It kept kicking us out of the TELPAS website, so we rescheduled for Thursday. So I got that done yesterday. And then a couple of things for yesterday. This week we've been reading A Wrinkled Heart. So we talked about kind choices, kind things that we can tell our friends. And then the kids traced and cut out their own heart and they pledged to be kind to their friends. And then another little thing, yesterday when I did finish the TELPAS, I talked to my appraiser, who is the administrator that comes to observe me and does the rating and all of that. And I honestly was just not worrying about it this year because we are in this situation and I know that my administration is very understanding. So I was totally okay with the score that I got. So that is done and completed. And then today, let me just share honestly super last minute little activities for Valentine's. So we still did like our normal phonological awareness in the morning. But then for our read aloud, we read Pete the Cat, the Valentine edition. And so we talked about what Valentine's Day is. We celebrate love and friendship. I had some cardstock. Miss Mo shared and printed out these really cute coloring page. And then they wrote like a little letter to their parents. And then in the front, I didn't take any pictures, but I went ahead and got white paint and they finger painted hearts. So that's what they're taking home with their parents. And then I also just let them finger paint whatever they wanted. And we also made a headband. I usually like to wear my headbands that we make, but I just didn't on this occasion. But it was easy peasy headband, literally just a sentence strip. They cut out their own heart. And then these are supposed to be like just little wiggly arms, but they always enjoy making little headbands. I ended up just getting them little cupcakes as their treat today, and they're like the little mini cupcakes. So I told them if they have 10 points, then they can pick one cupcake, but if they had more than 10 points, then they got to pick 2 cupcakes. And I did have 3 students that did not earn them this week. And now for the most exciting announcement. As you guys may or may not know, I teach in Houston and we are getting really extreme cold weather. And the news that we got is that we will not be teaching Monday or Tuesday. We thought we were going to be virtual, but the district went ahead and designated this Monday and Tuesday as remote professional development day for teachers. So it really just means that we get to catch up, which is really, really, really awesome. I was already thinking about all the stuff that I have to do and just not having enough time on the weekends. Some things I'll be working on. I have to catch up on documenting my data. I have it written down, but I need to like input it in the system. I also bought this really awesome like super pack of digraphs. It has 5 different digraphs. I don't remember the seller right now off the top of my head. I'm really excited to actually sit down and go through all of that material and start using it. So that's on my to-do list, as well as looking through my Google slide games again. I think there's some work on there for sentences. So I just need to assign more Google slide games and figure out a schedule. And I also wanted to start talking about nouns, like really, start delving into their grammar. So I want to do like a noun sort. So I'm probably gonna just end up creating my own. That's all the stuff that I can think of off of the top of my head. Again, I'm just really relieved that we actually get Monday and Tuesday just to get some work done. And I really just want to get out of here already and go home and drink some hot chocolate and relax for the rest of the day. And I'll check back in with you guys at some point next week. I don't know if I'll film anything on Monday and Tuesday, but I'll for sure see y'all next week. Thank you so much for watching. watching. Please like and subscribe if my video was helpful to you. Stay safe wherever you are, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.